Hey everyone. So I know we're almost halfway through Inktober already, but just in case, for those of you maybe stuck or find it challenging to get ideas, or could just use some help or just a little push along the way, here I'm going to share 10 quick tips that I've used, or actually I always use, to help you with getting ideas for your drawings and just making it through the rest of the month. Now remember, you can never practice the basics enough, and my pen and ink drawing guide and workbook are focused on just that. I created them not only with the essentials of pen and ink drawing in mind, but also based on the building blocks of drawing as well. So thanks so much, guys, for everyone who supported it, and for those who have shared their feedback, I really appreciate it. Thanks so much. Okay, so unless you're living under a rock, you must have at least heard of Inktober, all right? As if you're not already participating in some way. So it's basically an ink drawing challenge created by an artist, Jake Parker, in which you create 30 daily drawings for the month of October, all right? And to provide some inspiration, each year he provides a list of 30 prompts just to get your imagination going and help basically with coming up with stuff to draw, right? Now, drawing daily is tough enough, right? Let alone to follow specific prompts. But I think it's a really fun way to challenge yourself to not only draw every day, but to get practice in creating original artwork. All right. And that is something that I feel like is really important if you wish to really grow artistically and as an artist, because you really want to learn how to express yourself and express what you want as an artist and not just copy other people. All right. So here are 10 quick tips that I have often used and hopefully will help you too. Now, to make it really interesting to come up with cool ideas for your Inktober drawings, I think it's good to try to think of the different meanings and interpretation each prompt could suggest. So you look beyond the literal and try to find double meanings, symbolism, figurative interpretations, and so on. You think of what else could this word stand for? For example, like the word spell, can refer to spelling, right? Or it can refer to magic, or just being in a trance-like state, like being spellbound. So the point is you find ways to think outside the box, if you don't want to just draw each prompt literally. This can be a valuable learning experience, and also a really fun way of approaching Inktober prompts, because it gives you a sense of how professional artists go about creating a body of work. All drawings, if you follow a theme, all your drawings would be connected in some way, whether based on a concept, subject matter, technique, etc. So for example, you could make each prompt revolve around things to do with creatures or nocturnal creatures, animals in general, winter. It could be a season. It could be color. It could be the human figure. It could be a part of the human figure. It could be skulls, whatever unifying subject you can think of. Approaching prompts in this way is a very valuable learning experience. Now, looking at 30 prompts can be intimidating, all right? But by finding connections between them, we can make this task so much easier. So try to see cool ways, some may relate to each other, or you could make useful associations between them. So you may be able to put them into groups of 2 or 3 or more prompts. For example, like in this 2018 list, you could group prompts or words like roasted and scorched. All right, and perhaps brainstorm for both of them at the same time. You could do the same thing for like precious and expensive, or exhausted and drained. So it's like you find creative ways of like associating different words together, and then that way you can brainstorm for multiple prompts at a time. Now, if you've watched my How to Draw Every Day video, I emphasize that even when you're not drawing, you should still find time to think about drawing. For example, with one of the prompts, if you want to draw a whale, all right? So regardless of where you are, if you have some time, just brainstorm things about what you want to draw. So it could be, what kind of whale do I want to draw? What pose? What context? What technique, etc. So by casually reflecting on things you want to draw, you invite ideas to come to you when you least expect it. Whether you're in the shower, you're driving, going for a walk, just keep your mind open even when you're not drawing, and you'd be surprised of when ideas will just come to you. Mind maps and concept maps are super useful tools for brainstorming and problem solving. I use them all the time. Now, they're essentially diagrams which visually explores ideas and shows related concepts around them, right? So once you have a starting point, that's it. You can essentially just start free writing or brainstorming to come up with as many different related concepts as you can. And then from there, you can create branches that lead to all kinds of other related concepts. And then you're free to explore all kinds of relationships. So think of different ways that you can different things that come to mind when you think of a particular thing. And that's the idea. And you'd be surprised how useful this tool can be. A useful way of getting ideas of things to draw from just about any prompt or word for that matter is to think in terms of cause effect, right? A cause effect relationship. So you ask yourself, okay, what would or could or can cause this? And you fill in whatever the word is. Or on the other hand, in terms of effect, you think, okay, what effect can or would or could this create? So using a prompt like swollen, all right, or stretch, you visualize things that could cause or can cause or would cause something to be swollen, all right? Or you can think of it in the other way in terms of visualizing what is the effect of something being stretched or swollen. What does it look like? What would it look like if this were stretched or this? So you think of effect and you think of cause, and you'd be surprised at the amount of possibilities your imagination can come up with. Listen, there are going to be days when your creative juices will just flow. Ideas will just be coming from all directions, and you're going to be like, what's going on? All right. Now, on these days, take advantage of that. Let it flow and just draw. You'll feel like knocking out 2, 3, or more prompts, or even, different versions of a single prompt. Whatever it is, the point is, go with it. On the days you feel the urge or the energy to do more, do more. All right. Don't feel restricted to work on one drawing per day. There will be days you won't be able to draw, for personal reasons, or you may have a really tough creative block. Whatever it is, understand that creativity flows intermittently. Sometimes it will just come in a rush, and other times it will be really sparse. All right, so take advantage of the days when it just comes and just go with it. Now, something important that I think you should be aware of is that you can choose the order you want to follow to complete the list. All right. So you could work from the top, the front, the back, the middle, or you could choose the prompts you find most interesting or challenging and start from there. Or you could just reorder them based on a theme or pattern. All right. Feel free to feel things out and play around with the route you want to take. Again, the goal is just to get into it and get going, just to draw. All right. So if a whale jumps out to you first, well, start with that. The point is that you want to kind of just get your creative juices flowing. And if you find that working with this will get you going, start with that. A really interesting and meaningful way of connecting the prompts is to make each prompt be a part of a bigger story. And this is essentially good practice if you wish to create a comic or a graphic novel or something like that. You could think of a story and then place each prompt within it. Or you could let the prompts tell their own story. So it develops as you go along. So I think it's such a fun and really imaginative way to use them. So they tie into each other, and it's more meaningful in the end. Now, in the end, remember this whole challenge was created to inspire you to create. All right. So if you don't find the prompts interesting or inspiring, that's fine. Create your own prompts. Make InkTober about whatever you want it to be. If shading or anatomy or just ink drawing in general is a weak area, then focus on that for the 30 days. The idea is use the momentum of InkTober to just drive your focus, drive your creativity, drive your work ethic. Whether it's on an actual Inktober prompts or not. I feel that's irrelevant. The point is to get drawing, have something to show, make some progress, and have fun while you're doing it. A last word of advice is to take time to look over things before you jump in. I think it's nice to be spontaneous, to tackle each prompt daily, but it's also a good idea to take a step back, look at all the prompts and make connections. Let your imagination flow a bit. And perhaps, jot down a few notes here, some ideas here, make some sketches, or even create a few thumbnails. It makes the entire experience much more meaningful, and it makes it feel more like a holistic learning experience, But besides all of that, just have fun. Okay, so thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you found something useful in this video that you can apply directly to your own drawing or your own work. And remember to give the video a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, please remember to do so you won't miss any new uploads or updates. And again, thanks for watching. Keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next video.